Hello, hello. Hope everybody's doing okay. Sharing out my screen. So, hope everybody's doing okay. Giving a few minutes. Let everybody pile up in here. Hey, Ken, Redneck Connection, Iron Woman, hello. It's good to see you guys. Yeah, I had a little bit of some issues since Saturday, but I'm back. I didn't really stream that much, but definitely um been taking some time to spend with family and I don't know, just been lurking and been around a little bit. Um uh some things are coming together for me, and then some things are just kind of going a little chaotic, and that's part of life, of course. um but how is everybody? I know I've been kind of not been around too much, just been kind of here, there, and yonder. So, how's everybody doing on their side of the world? Yeah, last time I went live was on my birthday. Um, I'd done a awesome birthday stream. It very, very blessed and thankful for you guys that were able to make it to my countdown live stream. My intentions were I was going to stream on 3 different platforms. Ended up not happening. Um, because I had a family member had passed away and had some other things going on. I decided to stay off of social media except a couple times on my birthday. But I was very thankful for everybody um, that was able to be there. I didn't plan for anything to happen to where I had planned out doing like multiple streams on my birthday, but that's what kept me from doing what I wanted to do. But when it came to my birthday, I was okay. Um, other than the family emergency, um, and a couple other people that day passed too. And it just, I try my best to celebrate my life. um, try to stay as positive as I could for my birthday. Um, and then it really kicked in, you know, the grieving process and everything, and being there for my aunt and my cousins and everything as much as I could be. Even though I didn't say much, I was there and I wanted to be there to try to help them. And I'm just blessed to have family and to be around them. It's been hard the last few days. Today, I finally got to go to work. Not with that little trip up. And but everything's hunky dory now. Got home, chilling out, and relaxing. Today was just one of them days that, you know how you get frustrated about something, you know you're gonna do it, even though things are kind of fighting against you. You're still gonna do it no matter what. That's what happened to me. I got stubborn and done what I needed to do. Got got where I needed to be going and finished work, come back, and just been chilling since. So, and I will have to say it was very, very touching. Um, all the condolences and everybody praying for my family because we really needed it. I mean, nothing can prepare for you to be in a moment of grief. And everybody that supports me was, I mean, it was very much appreciated. And every single day, it seemed like there was little things that you would say is coincidence, but it's too much of a coincidence to be that coincidence. And it was like the family member that passed was still there at some point or another. Um, eventually, I might say a couple stories. I don't know, a couple examples anyway, and leave it to me and my family to um to be a comedy amongst all the sadness. It tickled my aunt um to death. It tickled her to death. A couple of things that have happened involving my me and my parents. um and I have said it on Ghost Dog stream, but I hadn't, it just, we ended up being the comedy relief for the last couple of days, it seems like, for my family. And I mean, as much as it hurts, I'm glad and I'm holding on to this. I am glad that he is not suffering anymore. My uncle had Parkinson's and he went downhill very unexpectedly quick. Sent me a message on Facebook. Favorite part was when he says, "Well, heck, I only cried twice today, so it was a pretty good day." Yeah, I'll watch it in a little bit. Redneck. I can't do that while I'm streaming. And John Shelton, hello. It's good to see you and welcome. Um, Today was a little comical. um, yeah, I had some issues. You guys know I don't have transportation. I am literally working towards getting me a car, and I'm trying to save money. And well, today was one of those days that I really wish I had a car. And it just got to the point where there was nobody that was able to pick me up. My dad done took off to work. So there was no way I could actually get to work. And then I thought of the bright idea to get a freaking taxi. I will say there is no Lyft, there is no Uber anywhere around here. And so I got me a taxi. Well, the airfare for Lyft and stuff like that's about $10. This taxi was about 25. But I paid for it because I was bound and determined to go to work today. I was not sitting on my ass anymore. I was going to try to move on and think positive and everything else. I was going to go to work. That was my goal this morning. Yes, I was running really late. Yes, things were all kind of went to hell in the handbasket, but I got my ass to work. Hello, Joshua Cole. Hello. Welcome. Um, but yeah, $25 later in about 10 minutes out within 10 minutes I spent $25 just to get to work, which is fine. I was okay. A little surprised, but I was okay. And he taxi said anytime I needed to use them just to call up, be more than happy to help me get to work. Of course, for that price, it would be an emergency situation, I guess. But it was pretty cool. So I got that in my back pocket in case I need it. My ass went to work. um, and I worked for a little while. It was decent, you know. It was like it was before. It was kind of easy going, and I was all over the place doing stuff like I normally do. And finally, when I'm supposed to be off was um, when I ended up clocking out. So I was about 30 minutes shy of what I should have had. Well, over 30 minutes, almost 45. But I still worked. That's how stubborn I am. My ass is gonna get to where I need to go if I want it bad enough. That's what I'm doing. I'm tired of sitting on my ass. I wanted to go to work. The other day I couldn't go to work, but today I did, and I'm very thankful I done that. Um, Definitely got to work tomorrow at evening. Yeah, tomorrow evening I got to go to work. So we shall see how this is going to pan out. um, but I'm enjoying working. I love to work, even though I'm only working maybe 4 hours at a time. I find it enjoyable. I get to go to work and see. For 10 years, I was working and living in the same place at one point. I enjoyed working. Working does not bother me because I feel like it's more of if I give it my all, I'm helping some, not only helping the company, but I'm helping other people out. Whether it's something that they're looking for or if it's something that, like when I was living where I was working, I was taking care of people. I was a caregiver. So it was either helping somebody out by um, helping them get themselves ready for each day and go to sleep at night or whatever, or it was finding something that somebody had been looking for forever. Um, but I like how Kim put it. Always, it's kind of like always carrying around bail money. So now we got an idea of what the range is between going to from where I live to where I work, um, how to get there, at least get one way, how much it's going to be. So I've got that on my back pocket. Um, but yeah, my manager, when I told her what I'd done, she said, "Oh no." And she wants to pay for the whole daggum thing. I'm like, well, it's my responsibility in the first place to get transportation. But she kept fussing at me, and now she wants to pay me back. I'm like, no, I don't want. I don't want her to. But you are okay, Joshua. You're okay. I just hope you start feeling better soon. I'm sorry you're feeling so in such bad pain. But yeah, I've gotten to where I'm not playing as much games as I had been. There, and I want to shout out my sister. I'm not going to say her name on stream, but I want to shout out my sister because she has on Steam. It kind of, if you're friends with somebody, it shows what kind of games they play. Well, I figured out my sister's list. I was looking, I seen it, thought it was kind of interesting. I mean, it's a different take it on a this on any kind of game. So I was like, sure, I'll pay the couple of dollars to buy the game. And I will say, it tries to turn the negativity that goes on either inside your head or other people telling you stuff and turn around and try your best to think positive. Oh no, Josh. Just tell her I'm a big girl. Yeah, she's younger than me. And but she's like that. She felt bad that like something fell through to where she couldn't help me get to work. So she's wanting to pay for the um taxi cab, taxi fare, whatever you want to call it. Um, and I feel bad about it. But that's the kind of manager she is. Like if she wants to help, if she can help out in any way possible, she's willing to do that for um her employees. And I'm not seeing somebody that is like that. That a manager will sit down and talk to people if they're having like issues, and if she figures out that there's a way she can help, she's willing to help out. And I kind of, I kind of was like, I ended up talking to her family too, and I told them, you don't see people managers like that. That is true. Redneck connection. Definitely, um, definitely need to get that checked out if you can. So, so definitely, been an experience today. First time in a taxi that I can remember. I don't think my mom and dad's ever used a taxi. We've always managed to bum rides off of people if we needed it, or um, my parents done it themselves. So very, it was very interesting. This person was pretty nice to talk to and stuff. And like I said, if I absolutely need to take a get a cat taxi, I'll probably go back to them again, not have to worry about it. Sorry, I missed that. Oh, you're okay, Ken. Yeah, people like to come up on people's streams, um, and throw that out there. And although they may be doing it to say hello, that can turn into, if somebody searches for what that is, it's not a good thing. So that's why I want to. And I will say, I've not tried it, but some other people have tried it, and yeah, it's not good. Hello, Carol. It's good to see you. But yeah, I had fun on my birthday, doing my stream. Things went all to hell not long after I streamed, and I've been kind. I know I seem kind of negative and sulky and everything, and it's just I've been dealing with that family. But I figured I'd tell you guys about my day today. It was just really interesting. And yesterday, I'm telling you what, I pulled some muscles. I mean, it's not bad, but I pulled some muscles yesterday. My dad forgot that he had the emergency brakes on, and we were going to where the graveside funeral service was held, and he parked in a weird spot, and the car was not in a good position and was partially in the road. So he decides to go move it, left the emergency brake on. He thought he got it stuck. Okay. So he wanted me to drive. I was like, no, not driving it. I said, you could drive it. I'll help push. So me and my poor mom got behind the car, pushing the damn thing as he's trying to get it out. And finally, after a couple of times of pushing really, really hard, he finally got it to where it's out in the road and then the tires started squealing. My God, I landed on a knee. I caught myself before I completely fell. And all you hear is those tires going till he stopped. Then you realize he had the emergency brake on. Once he's like, the emergency brake was on, me and my mom took off. We ditched him. We ran up the bank where the cemetery was and happened to run right into family members. So my dad got um himself teased all to hell. Once everybody figured out what happened, he got teased. And I'm like, way to go, Dad. And hello, Brandon the Pinocchio. Okay, Ken. But that was, no wonder everybody looks at us like we are the comedy relief. It's almost as bad as my poor aunt had. Okay, this is like 20 years ago, almost 20. Um, when my grandmother had passed, everybody was um in the home, and here I don't know how they do it elsewhere, but people from all around that know um the person that passed or family members, they like to come and bring dishes of food to the family so they don't have to cook, they don't have to worry about it. Well, we were all, this was after, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was right after the funeral happened. My poor aunt was sitting in one of those lawn chairs, one of those flimsy ones that likes to break if it's been outside baking in the sun too much. And we were all talking and just chilling and everything. Next thing you know, you hear a snap, snap, and then kaboom. My poor aunt was in the floor. Everybody was busted out laughing. And it's almost like, you know, you can't help but laugh. And people get tickled over it. Of course, as long as, and she was all right and everything. She's like, I ain't sitting back down in something like that. Um, but yeah, every once in a while, and I'm wondering, do you guys ever have that where it's supposed to be a really solemn moment? Jen, hello. You have those really solemn moments where you're sad and it's a sad situation, and then something weird just out of the blue just freaking happens, and it makes you bust out laughing, being the comedy relief and breaking some of that tension. And it never fails. It happens in my family all the time. And I mean, I'm talking about like my big extended family. Well, it's not big, 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 but it's it, you just have to know them to understand what I mean. So me and my parents ended up being the comic relief for this funeral. Right before the funeral happened, my my poor aunt, she didn't know about it until afterward, and she got tickled to death. She got tickled to death. I swear, she was like, and the funny thing is, my dad's like, I might as well tell you before anybody else decides they're gonna tell you about this. And my aunt's like, what? Just go ahead and say it. Well, he explained it, and she just busted out laughing, the hardest laugh that I have heard her in the last couple of days. She really needed that laugh, and she's like, y'all are just goofballs. I'm like, yeah. So, and Jen, hello, sis. I hope you're doing okay. So, yeah, there's some weird, odd stuff that has happened. Eventually, I'll talk about it, but I'm not going to talk about it right now. Um, I would say it's kind of coincidence, but not coincidence, but it's big enough of a coincidence to be too much of a coincidence. And I've said that several times. Um, for it to not be, for me, in my eyes, I see it as paranormal. And I'll eventually talk about it. It'll take me a little bit. Joshua says 18 years ago, dad and him finished fishing, told me to get out of the boat when it's closest to the dock. I He went sploosh. Dad was busting up laughing. The guy on the jet ski pulled him out. You went right in. I'm just glad that you're okay though. But good guy. And Brandon the Pinocchio, welcome. I appreciate y'all being here. It's just been a hell of a time the last few days, and thinking about the memories of the person that has passed in my family, and thinking about the stories that was told. And I will tell you, it was one of the one. Well, I haven't really been to many funerals. Um, Either I didn't have a chance to, or circumstances have kept me from them, or they chose not to have funeral services. But this particular funeral service, it was it was pretty good. It was what he would have wanted. Things went pretty smoothly, and didn't have much issues. Um, Definitely had. I will I will say he was a veteran. He he served, and he was in, I believe, the Vietnam War. Yes, my mom was angry at dad for laughing, as was I, but later we had a great laugh about it. Yeah. Some of the one and and the thing is, you gotta laugh at yourself too. At some point in your life, you gotta learn, hey, you gotta laugh at yourself just a little bit. Be goofy. Um is If you don't, and you take yourself too serious, then it's like it actually kind of turns you just a little bit negative, and it shouldn't be like that. But yeah, family is healing. Um, the last few days, I would say a lot of them was more in shock than anything. Um, but it's not really completely hit them yet. Some of them it has, some of them it hasn't. And as bad as everything was, or how quickly everything happened, I'm just thankful to be there for my family. And I fussed at my aunt. I was like, I'm not that far away. If you can't get a hold of my parents, you can always get a hold of me on my phone because I'm on my phone almost all the time. And she's like, yeah, I know. And to be honest, if my uncle was still around, he probably would have been laughing his butt off too at my dad, especially. Um, but yeah, I got a car. I pushed the car out with the help of mom. I'm a little sore, but I'm not. It's not that bad. And I ended up falling on my knee, but it doesn't hurt that bad. I worked through almost 4 hours today, and my knee didn't bother me that bad, thankfully. But I'm doing okay. My stubbornness, Jen, you may want to go back through some of this in the beginning, but I had an adventure today that I didn't initially expect, but I did it, and I'm proud of myself. I done it. I was bound and determined to go to work today, and I done it. I was late, but I was there. um, Things are getting to the point when it comes to work that it's getting even harder. Um, when you don't have stock coming into a store, it gets really hard. Like you want to like where there each store is allotted so many hours to divide up amongst all the employees for each week. You can add more time to that once a truck comes in with stock because you've got so many days to be able to put all the stuff out on the floor. And when no truck comes, that means everybody's has to sit on their hands and freaking wait until they're able to have a truck out. So that is part of the problem of this week, other than where um we lost our family member. And people wonder why I talk about my uncle. Well, the thing is, him and my aunt, if anything was to have happened to my parents, they would have been the ones to raise me and my sister growing up. My aunt and uncle both always included me in things where a lot of other people would not. And I've always watched that. And my uncle was a man of few words. He was usually pretty daggum quiet. But when he had something to say, he sure as heck would say it. And he meant a lot to me. My real grandpa died before I was even born. And I've always looked at my aunt as a second grandma. And so both of them I looked at as grandparents as well because they were a lot older than my dad. And it just so it wasn't just he was just my uncle. There's a lot more to it. So I wanted to put that out there. Yeah, it hurts. It's been, but the thing is, I know he is in a better place. Um, and I will have to say, Parkinson's disease sucks. Basically, you lose control of how you grab things, you move, you walk, you lose control of that. Then you start losing the ability to be able to speak or to swallow. You can't even grab a pen. You can't grab anything and be able to hold it. And your mind tell your body, hey, hold this. Your body will not do it when you got Parkinson's disease. And his, I know his mind was mostly intact. And it just been a little over a week since the last time we had seen him. And he lit up. It was like if he could have grinned, he would have. His eyes lit up like he was so happy to see us there. The last time I ever seen him alive. And I'm very thankful that I got to see him. I was kind of scared because, we all have this little fear right now of catching the, what's going on with this pandemic and stuff. But we done everything we could. We stayed distant from them. We tried our best to um keep everybody safe, but we still went over there to see him. And I will tell you, my aunt told on him in front of my uncle, and my uncle gave the biggest stink eye you could ever think of. I mean, he was like, "Don't you?" I could see him now. He would have said, "Don't you dare tell on me like that." And he probably would have had something smart ass to say back to my aunt when she said something. That's just how the dynamic is. And I love them both dearly. It it just really is very hurtful that he is gone, and I will surely miss him, but I'm glad that he is not suffering anymore. And you're right, Jen. All those diseases, dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and I know there's quite a few others. I know Crohn's disease is very, very painful. Um, there is a lot of diseases that it just very upsetting. It's almost like he was trapped in the body that he couldn't do anything with. But I'm just glad that he is no longer suffering. And I'm very happy to have that last memory of him. And the way he looked at us, even though I was quiet, you guys don't realize when I'm not streaming, I'm quiet as a mouse. I am very quiet. I tend to sneak up on people, and I don't even mean to sneak up on people. I've done that a couple of times to my dad, I think, sneaking up on him. um, but yeah, people are a lot. I've had somebody say, "You're too damn fat to to be able to sneak up on people like that." Like, there's one person I'm scared just by talking to them. and their back was turned. And they're like, geez, you scared the snot out of me. And then they turned around and said, you're too damn fat to be doing that. How in the hell do you do that? I don't know. I just do. I'm very quiet. Just very freaking quiet. But yeah, I'm definitely different. I think on here, on my platform especially, what I gotta say is what I'm gonna say, and people can take it or leave it, you know. But in real life, I do keep my mouth shut a lot more. Um, I do my best to not be confrontational as much as sometimes I do on here. I had a friend that had Parkinson's, and it sucks. Like you see, even they'll see it coming ahead of time, and nothing really prepares you for what happens as each whatever kind of disease it is as it progresses. Because what happens with one person is not always the same exact experience as somebody else has. And that's the same way with um like the dementia, Alzheimer's, and all that stuff. Your symptoms are not always going to be the same exact route as somebody else's. So, but yeah, these all of it sucks. um, Definitely gonna miss them though. I just don't. I wouldn't want to see him suffer, and I don't think anybody in our family wanted to see him suffer anymore. And his body just gave out. He was one of the sweetest guys I know. He can be a smart ass. He loved racing. He loved NASCAR. And he he definitely was part of the community around here. I don't know how many people I'm like, who are you now? Just to keep them all straight, because there's people that I've never met that knew my uncle that I can't remember knowing. And he was an awesome guy. He really was. And yeah, I've said it before, I think on the stream, and mentioned it, but I've never really sat down and said anything. But I wanted to kind of go live and be like, and kind of tell you guys, hey, I'm okay. And you know, I want to thank everybody being here and for being around on my birthday. It really meant a lot to me. And what kept me from completely falling apart, because I wanted to stay strong for my aunt and my cousins, that it was everybody wishing me happy birthday. And yeah, I did get a little grouchy. Well, not really a little grouchy. I got a lot grouchy. got ticked a couple times, but I made it through it. Come out okay. And hi, Natalie. It's good to see you. How are you? But yeah, I'm just very thankful for you guys and y'all reaching out to me, asking me. There's some people that were able to ask me if I was okay and wish me happy birthday and everything that was happening. You guys were able to come to me, and I I was telling the truth, whether I was feeling like crap or very nervous or anxious, any of that stuff. I just come out and said it. I didn't sugarcoat it none. But this was pretty hard, and I'm glad that you guys were around and showed support. I greatly appreciated it. So I want to thank you guys. Now I want to ask y'all's opinion. I've got not, I think like a minute and a half clip of Christmas lights that's around here. Um, but it's from my iPhone. I didn't get a whole lot this year from the Christmas lights, but I was wondering, do y'all want me to try to talk my dad into going to see the Christmas lights so I can film it? Or do you want me to take what I've got and try to edit it the best way I can? And go ahead and post that. One of the two is going to end up happening. But if I do post it, it's going to be very short video, not like it was when I done it a couple, almost 3 years ago, I believe. Yeah, it's about 3 years ago. So if you guys want to see that footage, put a one in the chat. If you want me to try to get more footage, um, to see the Christmas lights and to be able to get more footage to post on my channel, put a two. So that way you guys are a part of it. Y'all can interact a little bit with the whole shebang. And see, I want to do it kind of as an anniversary video because the very first video I ever posted on here was of some Christmas lights um, from a cell phone that was not very good. It was pretty shaky, but you guys were able to see the Christmas lights. Um, that was the very first video I've ever edited for myself. So you guys want to see more footage? Well, that's cool. Definitely gonna be working on that. I'm gonna try to work on it. Yesterday I thought I lost it all. No, it was just hidden. I'll love it either way. Oh, that's cool. At some point I will probably in my community post I may reshare my very first video so you guys can see. And I had to edit that one, and I think I will have to edit this one because, for of course, safety reasons and keeping people's private, it private. I'm gonna have to do like I did last year and edit just a little bit of it and trim some of the cars out of it, that sort of thing. Um, but it's not gonna be much. But it's also gonna probably show you guys what kind of how far I've come in my journey and where I'm at as far as editing and whatnot. And I think it's pretty cool to have a um similar video, but just different times. And I think you guys would enjoy it too. I also got some footage of some Christmas lights from another area, and I will be doing some posting of that if it turned out any good. I don't remember, so I'm gonna have to go hunt it down and check it. But I'll be working on that. When it comes to paranormal stuff, that stuff may be put on hold because I am, of course, uh, I'm not going to stop paranormal, but out of respect for my family, I'm probably not going to be doing it anytime soon. Just because if there is something that comes through when it comes to my uncle, I don't know how I'm going to react. So, so I'm holding off on the paranormal aspect. I'm still in the paranormal. Um, it's been cold, but it's part of my family, has passed on. So yeah, it sucks, but I'm gonna give myself some time from it for a little bit. Okay, Josh. I hope you have a good rest. I am sorry you're not feeling very well, and take Ken's advice, Redneck Connections advice, and need to kind of go to the doctor, um, and explain what's going on, and um, maybe things can ease up. Maybe you might need some medicine to help things ease up a little bit. But I figure why not go live for a little bit and just hang out with y'all. I'm very thankful that the that this stream did not get tainted with any trolls. The trollage was bad on my birthday, but I'm like, excuse you. And I was getting a little ticked, but of course, I'm not gonna let them stop me. And I'm not going to do what they expressed they wanted me to do, which was quit YouTube. I'm not gonna quit YouTube. You tried to drag me down for no reason. Save your energy. Do something positive, not negative. And so I want to let you guys know I'm doing okay. I am, I'm getting over, not completely over, but getting over some of the hard grief, initial grief that happens, but it's, it is what it is, and just got to keep on going. So I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. And yes, I did sneak in the stream. Um, but I think I'm going to head off. I want to say much love to each and every one of you guys. Please take care. Um, Prayers for everybody who has lost a loved one. Just within a matter of just a few days, people have been losing loved ones, and there is somebody in the community um, that is in the hospital ICU, I believe, and hasn't been doing very well. And he is a fellow YouTuber, and definitely keep him and his family in your prayers as well. Uh, Definitely um, keep a lot of people in your prayers, no matter what the situation is. You know, people are having a hard time this year, and definitely need to show some kind of support where you can. I'm back, but mad as hornet. What the hell happened to you, redneck? And I love you guys too. And Jen, Jen and Eddie, I mean, they're still having it rough. Um, Things, definitely pray for them. And pray for, everybody that you see that is going through something. There's I'm not even going to begin to touch on what's going on with Jen and Eddie and them, because there is so much there that it would take a whole nother hour live stream just to explain it all. And as sad as I am, the only thing I can do right now is pray. Called the bank. Oh shit, what did they do, redneck? But yeah, just please pray for everybody. And if you can, you don't have to financially or anything like that support people, but just be there for them. If they reach out or you reach out to them and you ask them how they're doing and they seem like they need someone to listen to them, just spend a little time with them and listening to them. You know, that's more than enough support. And it's greatly appreciated. I know that. And definitely, and pray for Eddie and Jen, and also pray for Iron Woman. Pray for everybody. Iron Woman is going through some tough times in her area, um, and stuff and it just it's really really hard. Pray for Colleen. Her brother passed away on my birthday, just like my uncle did. Um, his was kind of sudden, from what I understand, but I think people kind of expected it too, but not like that. And nobody, as much as people kind of expect it, nobody is always prepared for stuff like that to happen. And I know that was really really hard for Colleen and her family. So please pray for Colleen's family. Um, as they're dealing with losing a loved one too. And Colleen lost her brother. Sorry, I kind of stopped for a second because my mom made me lose my train of thought. She turned to talk over me. I'm like, I give her a little stink eye, just like my uncle did to my aunt. um, but yeah, I'm very grateful for all the support and love and um just being here. Yes, Iron Woman. It was the one. It was Colleen's brother that was living with him. Yes, they started a new system with all accounts. If you don't have, oh Lord, Ken, that sounds like a typical for a bank. 250 per month. Damn, it's just as bad as like getting a prepaid card off of like Walmart or any other place. They don't. They charge like twice as much per month if you do not um if you don't like have so much of deposits into the to that card, which kind of sucks. It really does suck. Um, and I'm just looking forward to seeing how my account does because I have a a prepaid card, and then I done something to try to help me save money. So I can get me a freaking car. That sucks, Ken. It really does. Um, Sometimes it just depends on how good the bank is, if it's actually worth it or not. And if it ain't worth it, then I'd suggest finding something different. Sounds like I will be getting a new bank. Yep, definitely. If you got more than one banking company in that area, definitely go shopping around and check out their fees and talk to them. Because if you don't, then there could be that chance that you're you're eventually still going to get gypped somewhere. So, but I think I am going to jump off of here. You guys are awesome. Been with them for about 20 years. Wow. That's a long time. But I do want to say to everybody, please take care of yourselves. Um, Reach out to family and friends that you hadn't talked to in a long time. See how they're doing. Um, and then just spend some time with them, listen to them, play catch up. Oh, that's good, our woman. Al Skinner, hello. I am doing well. And I definitely emphasize reaching out if you have friends and family nearby, call them and see if you could do somewhat of like a get together where you're kind of um that's if you're comfortable with it. Kind of do a get together with them and get used to, get to not re-know them, because I know a lot of people have stayed away from everybody and hadn't really done a lot of family events. You know, all the usual routines have been up in smoke. I'm doing a lot better, Al Skinner. Um, you may want to watch back at the very beginning because I do talk about my stubbornness, and this is how stubborn I am. And I'm not saying it's petty, but I'm stubborn. But you'll probably laugh at me too, Amanda. But yeah, you just never know when the last time you're going to see or hear from anybody. Because we're not, like a lot of people have said, we are not promised tomorrow. We are not promised the next minute. So live and treat each other as best as you can, because you never know what's going to happen. And I just want to let you guys know I do love you guys. You guys have supported me through a hell of a lot of shit. You guys have seen the stuff that I've been through or heard about it. Not always seen it, but you've heard about the things I've went through. And there's times that and people have disappeared. I've watched this. I have literally seen people disappear and hadn't heard from them again. And I still hadn't heard from them. And I worry about them, but there's no way for me to reach out other than email or private message and be like, "Hey, what's going on? Are you okay? What's the matter?" People have stopped doing there's some people have stopped doing social media. I can understand that. But I care enough to reach out to you. Please get back to me. At least help me stop worrying about you, because I can't help but worry. And I'm like my mom in that way. I hadn't heard from somebody in a while. I start worrying about them, thinking something's wrong. And I've been like that. I've always been like that. Even as a caregiver, I've done the same damn thing. And I'll fuss like I'm mama bear. I'm like, I worry about you. I don't worry about me. I will, and I have every right to be. But I care. And with that being said, I think I will um, jump right off of here. Thank you guys so much for listening and hanging out with me. You guys are the best. And don't let anybody tell you any different. Much love to you guys. And always remember, you never know what's out there until you spread your wings and fly.